welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing an Erasmus Q&A video because I know a few people were asking a few questions and I just thought it would be a good idea to kind of give you guys some info about it, because I know that there's a few people who are going on it next year, so that might want to know some stuff. So I asked you guys yesterday for questions, and now I'm just going to be answering a few of them. I can't answer all of them, but I just picked out the ones like kind of most popular ones. The first one I got was, what exactly is an Erasmus? So an Erasmus is basically a year abroad anywhere within Europe. So I chose to come to Spain on my Erasmus because I minor in Spanish back at my home university in Ireland. So I am currently in Alicante in Spain. Well, I chose to come here for the full year. I know that a few of the people here are only here for one semester. However, myself and the rest of the Maynooth girls are here for the full year. Erasmus is basically going to university over here, I know that because we're language students we have to take 30 credits in Spanish and then 30 credits in our other subject. However, here I'm not allowed to do law, so I'm just doing 40 credits in Spanish and then I'm just filling the rest in with like random history and geography ones. So the next question I got is, who's eligible for an Erasmus? So basically anyone in university. I know that most language students have to go on an Erasmus. They kind of make it compulsory, and a lot of other degrees you can go to make your degree international. I'm not certain, but I'm pretty sure most people can go on an Erasmus. I know that in Maynooth anyone can go, you just apply. Whereas I know in some other universities in Ireland you have to go through like a process. You have to get a certain amount of grades throughout first and second year in order to be eligible for it. So I think it just depends on the university you go to. So the next one was why I chose to come to Alicante. This should be reason enough. It's November now and I'm literally sitting out here in a t-shirt. The sun is lovely, the palm trees are here, the beach is here. I know you're not really supposed to pick your Erasmus on those, but I just wanted to come somewhere that I knew was going to be sunny and nice and pretty most of the year round. And I knew there was a beach, so I was like, get me there. But I really do like Alicante. The city's lovely, it's quite small, it's really easy to get around, and then all the people we've met here, we've met a lot of other Irish people here, and they're all just little gems, so it's great. And then the weather again, it's just unreal. And we're nice and central, so we're kind of like close to a lot of places that our friends are in, and it's easy to kind of get home and get back, because I know a few of the other places that my friends have gone to, their airports closed during the winter months, so they have to take a bus up to Alicante or down to Alicante to fly home. So it's kind of nice that we're literally 15 minutes away from the airport, so we're never that far away from home really. So it's kind of nice that way, that we can go home whenever we need to, and yeah, it's kind of like for peace of mind as well, I suppose. But yeah, the main reason I chose here was sun and sea. So the next one I got was who do I live with? So I live with the rest of the Maynooth girls here. So I live with Hannah, I live with Christine, I live with Katie, and I live with Nikita. So that's the five of us are in this house, and then we have a man living with us as well. He's a Spanish, he's a native Spanish speaker, so it's kind of good that we get to practice our Spanish with him because he doesn't speak English. So it's kind of, you have to speak Spanish to him, there's no way around it. So it's kind of good because it kind of forced us to get speaking the minute we got here, because I know a few other people kind of teased their way in and were speaking English the first few weeks, but we kind of just had to speak Spanish. So it kind of brought our confidence up a lot as well, and he's very good to practice with, and he checks our grammar and stuff for us, so it's really cute. So I'm kind of glad that we do have. Is it easy to mix with Spanish students? Well, I don't know, because I haven't mixed with that many, but I know that it's very like, the Erasmus students here are all in the same classes, so it's quite easy to mix with Erasmus students because there's lots of us in all the classes, whereas the Spanish people wouldn't really be in the classes we are in. They'd be more so like we're in like Erasmus specific classes. But I have met 2 or 3 that I'm still friends with, so I don't really know the answer to that one. I would say I think if you try, yeah, but it's easier to mix with just Erasmus. I just died, sorry about that. So the next question was, how long are your classes and what is the workload like? So Alicante, as I said, we're all like, we have to do 30 credits Spanish and 30 credits in something else. Myself and Hannah, we can't do our subjects here. I don't know why I'm not allowed to do law here, but they just told me when I got here, they were like, no, that's not compatible, you can't do it. So I obviously had to choose different subjects outside my major, and so did Hannah, because she does Irish at home and obviously they're not going to have Irish here. So we decided to just do English modules because we thought they'd be easy enough. Our classes are usually 2 hours long for each class, unless it's a practical. Some of the practicals are an hour, but even at that they kind of run over. So like, I know that all of the theory classes are 2 block hours. There's no like gaps in between or anything like that. You just go straight through for the 2 hours straight. But thank God we're after kind of getting used to it now. It was kind of a shock to our system when we first came here. We were like, oh my God, 2 hours, no, I can't do it. But we're kind of after getting used to it now, so it's not too bad. We kind of just grin and bear it and get on with our work because there's nothing we can do about it. And then the workload, it's grand for us. We don't have that much, but saying that, I know that a few of my friends are in universities up the north, and they said that their workload is crazy. They said they have so much work, so much essays, so much projects due, sorry. They have so much work, so much essays, so much projects, so much everything that they have to get done in like a really small amount of time. So they're spending all their time just study, and they're not even getting time to practice the language because they have to just stay in their house all day every day just doing work. So I don't think that's really beneficial, to be honest, because like, you came here to mix with locals and Spanish people and learn to find your way around in a different language, and I suppose you can't really do that if you're sitting in your house all day every day doing essays, you know. So for us the workload is fine, but don't take that as every Erasmus university you're gonna have no work at all, you know, you're gonna skive off. It's not like that at all. It's just like, it's kind of like first year at home. First year, yeah, I would say first year at home, it's like for us now at the minute, but I know for my friends it's like final year at home. It's great. So the next question I got was, how has your Erasmus helped your fluency? So I'm only here, I think it's going on 3 months now. The end of November it'll be 3 months I'm here, and I'm not sure about my fluency, but my confidence has definitely grown, because I noticed when I first came here I was terrified to speak Spanish, terrified that I would get something wrong and they would all laugh at me, and especially in classes I'd be really afraid to say like, oh, I don't understand this, can you say it again? I was I was just not good at speaking. But then now I'm kind of like, oh, I don't care, I'll say it. If they understand me, they understand me. If they don't, they don't. I'll just have to rephrase it. Like, I've noticed, especially with the other girls as well, we've all kind of come out of our shells in that sense. Like, we're able to just be like, you, and then we'll say whatever we need to say. Or like, if we're in a lecture and the teacher's saying something and we don't understand, like, we've no problem just being like, we have no idea what's going on, can you please explain again? Whereas like when we first came here, we would never dream of doing that. So it's kind of nice, like, that I'm starting to notice little changes, and I notice that I'm able to kind of like differentiate between the past tenses. I know whoever studies Spanish will understand me when I say this, but like the past tenses, I'm kind of like, every time like they use them, it kind of triggers in my head, okay, I kind of understand now, because I hadn't a hope when I was at home of differentiating between the four, but now I'm kind of like, oh, okay, I kind of get it. So it's kind of nice to see that, to see the little improvements. I know I won't notice it a lot now. Maybe like when I come home this summer, I'll be like, wow, I actually did improve, or I didn't improve, I don't know. But at the minute, yeah, I can see the benefits of Erasmus already, and we're only 3 months in. So I would definitely recommend going on Erasmus because it's so much okay. The next one I have is, what is the hardest part of an Erasmus? Because I know people who have left and hated it there. I would say there are a few things that are kind of hard with Erasmus. Like, I know for me it's quite hard. It was quite hard leaving my family and my boyfriend and everything at home and just coming out here. And I didn't know the other girls when I came out here, so I was literally just coming out alone, like, to this random country. And I was just like, okay, I'm here. I didn't cry at all when I was leaving Ireland, but then the first night I was here, I literally it just dawned on me that I wasn't at home. I was in this new place. I had no family. I had met the girls that day, so I had them. I had no one else. And I knew I was going to start missing my nanny and stuff, so it kind of all just hit me at once, and I was like, oh my god, and I just was crying and crying. But like, that's normal. You're gonna feel homesick, you're gonna cry, you're gonna be in bad moods, but you just have to get that in your head that Erasmus is not always going to be, oh my god, this is so much fun, like, we're gonna have like the time of our lives all day every day for the next year. Like, you are gonna have your down like days. You're not gonna enjoy every second of it. You're gonna miss your family. You know, you just have to prepare yourself for that. You have to prepare yourself mentally for leaving your family as well. I know I didn't do that. I just kept brushing it under the rug. It's fine, whatever. I'm going to this lovely sunny place for the next year, it's fine. But then when I got here, I was like, oh, my mom, I want my mom back. So, yeah, there is a few things that I would say are quite hard, and especially leaving your family is the major one. Like, your friends, your family, your routine even, your routine gets messed up. Like, I know here we have siestas all the time now during the day, like, whereas we wouldn't at home. Like, it's just not a thing at home. You just go to college from 9 to 6 or whatever, then you go home, then you have your dinner and go to bed. Whereas here, like, we wake up, we go to class, we have class from 8 to 10, then we go home, then we'll make something to eat, then we'll go to sleep, then we'll wake back up, go in for our afternoon classes, come home, then we'll just like do our homework, whatever you have to do. Then we won't have dinner till like 9 o'clock at night. It's a completely different world. I know it depends on the country you go to on Erasmus Day, don't get me wrong, but just in my experience, your whole routine is messed up. So, you know, you're not going to be used to it. So it does take a while to adjust. But once you get over that initial kind of shock and like the kind of hump, you'll be okay. And I know for some people, like, it's their first time living away from home. I know for me, myself, it's my first time living out of my, like, home. I've never lived in student accommodation. I've never lived away from my parents before. So it was a really big kind of shock to me when I came over here. I was like, oh, wow, what do I do now? But I think it does give you a sense of independence. It gives you a sense of freedom as well, I guess. It can be overwhelming, so you kind of have to take a step back and be like, okay, what do I do now? And then and don't be afraid, like, to say you need help. Like, if you're feeling homesick, if you're feeling upset, don't be afraid to say to people in your host country. Like, I know when I was feeling sad, I would just go to the girls and I'm like, oh my god, I miss my mom, I'm sad. Just like, they'll be there for me, I know they will, and I do the same for them. It's nice that we all came over from the north and we all kind of stuck together, like, and we have each other if, like, we ever do feel homesick, or we do want to go home, or we just, you know, want to have a cry or whatever, we have each other, you know. So it's nice in that way that you kind of have like a base, a kind of home base, because they're all from the north. So you're just like, okay, well, we're all here together, you know, we're all from home. So, you know, I guess in my head it's kind of like, oh, we're never too far away, I guess. Yeah, so the next question I got was, how often do you go home to Ireland? So it's November now and I haven't been home to Ireland yet. The next time I will be home is December 21st. So I fly home the 21st of December because our term finishes on the 20th of December. So I was just like, okay, as soon as I can, I'm going home. Going to see the trees, going to see the lights, going into town, getting a hot chocolate, and I'm just gonna live my best life because I'll be home for Christmas, so I'm really looking forward to it. And a lot of my family from abroad are coming home as well, so it'll be nice to have a big reunion in my nanny's house for Christmas, so I can't wait for that. But yeah, so I'm literally counting down the days. It's 6 weeks now until I can go home and see all my family and see my little brother and just give him a squeeze because I miss him. But I knew I wasn't going to come home before Christmas before I came here. I was like, no, I'm going to stick it out, because if I come home before Christmas, I'm only going to upset myself and I'm going to say, oh, whatever, and I'll just get upset and I won't want to come home. Whereas when I come home at Christmas now, I'll be home for a couple of weeks. I think I'll be home for 3 weeks. So by the time I'm like 3 weeks in the cold in Ireland, I'll definitely be like, okay, get me back to Spain. So I think it'll be nice to kind of balance it out. And then I'll have 3 weeks with my family, so that's almost a month. So, you know, it will do me well. Okay, so the next question is, are you in any clubs or societies? I am not, because I don't think they do that over here, because there was no like clubs on socks day. There's no like, I know there's like sports teams or like stuff like that, but other than that I don't think there is that much. And this kind of leads on to my next question. The next question I got was, how is ESN in Alicante? So for those who don't know, ESN stands for Erasmus Students Network, and it's kind of like a students union, but just for Erasmus students. So they do trips, they help you sign up and register when you first get here, they help you with like your class timetables, and they organize like trips to different places in Spain and different events and like nights out here. So yeah, I think ESN here are great. There's always something to do, always trips to go on, always nights to go out on. So yeah, and I know I was talking to one of my friends in a different country, and she says that there's no ESN there, but it's like a really central, I think it was a really like popular Erasmus spot, so it kind of shook me that there was no ESN there. But yeah, ESN are great. I know that I went on one of the trips and we went to this big like waterfall place, and it was so nice, and like I would have never went there unless they had the trip there, because it was like kind of like up this big mountain and through this like little village that I would have never ever known how to get through. So yeah, they're good for like trips away, and they always do like nights out and like karaoke nights or like beer pong nights, stuff like that. So it's kind of good, it's fun, like yeah, so I think yes, are good. The next question I got was, what is the nightlife like? Nightlife here is crazy because we don't go out till 12 in the night here. So before that we will either pre-drink or just sit in a pub or a bar until that time, because there's no point going to clubs before that because they're boring, no one's there. So like 12 o'clock onwards is like when we start going out, and then we don't go home until like 8 the next morning, I think. Like we'll probably get back to our houses at 8. It took a while to adjust, don't get me wrong, but once you adjust, it's great fun. And there's always like stuff on in the nightclubs too, and they always give you free shots, especially when they hear that we're foreign. They think, I don't know, I think they think we're on holidays or something, but they're like, oh, if you come into this nightclub we'll give you a free shot. So we're like, okay, so we're going into all the nightclubs getting our shots before we go to the one where we're gonna stay in, and it's great fun. Like, can't say no to a free shot. So then this is my last question, and it is, what is the best thing about your Erasmus? I don't know, because as I said, I've only been here less than 3 months, but so far anyway, is the people I've met, because they're just gas, like they're so much fun. We always have fun when we're together, and there's always stuff to do. We're never bored, especially the gals in the house. We have so much fun, like we could literally just sit in and we're all just like as mad as each other, so we're just having a great time. Yeah, I think the best thing about my Erasmus so far is the confidence I've gained and the independence I've gained from living alone. The gals and the guys that I've met, because I love them all, they're so nice, especially all the Irish gang. And the weather, you can't beat it. It's like the middle of November and I'm literally, as I said, sitting here like this. It's just crazy. The beaches, the classes, I guess, they're not that hard, they're okay. Yeah, I think you'll have to come back to me with that question, what is the best thing about your Erasmus? Come back to me in June and I'll tell you then. I'll have a definite answer then. Yeah, okay guys, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope the questions you guys asked, you got the answers you were looking for. If you have any suggestions or whatever you would like me to video about my Erasmus, please leave a comment below or message me, because I love making Erasmus content. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!